Good evening, Tenor. Firstly, the Incarnon LEX does so much damage. This weapon is strong and does insane bleed ticks. I would highly suggest choosing the LEX for this week's rotation. I personally chose the Boltor and the LEX, so the Boltor video will come out tomorrow. Alright, you know the deal. We're going to go over everything and the synergies, so let's get straight into it. Just a quick note though, Ash is currently on rotation this week for normal circuit, so for those of you that haven't farmed Ash yet, we all know how much of a pain he is to farm. I would highly suggest grabbing him this week and then getting that frame. Let's talk about the Incarnon form. So as per usual, you get headshots to charge your Incarnon bar, and the Incarnon form shoots out a beam that applies radiation and impact procs. The Incarnon form also has quite a decent amount of punch through bodies and a little bit through walls as well. The only thing that sucks about the Incarnon form is the low ammo pool and the very slow fire rate. However, that will be used in our favor later on in the video for the specific mod we're going to be using for the setup. Now for the evolutions. You got the first one, obviously, we just went over it, which is the Incarnon form. Then you get the second evolution, which you have Hoplite Virtue, which increases your damage by 20, but on shield break, you gain an extra 80 damage for 8 seconds. This is actually pretty good if you are using a shield gating build. Then you have Trusty Sidearm, which is increased damage by 20, and then ammo efficiency with a channeled ability active. This is not that good, in my opinion, because this does not apply to the Incarnon form, so definitely go for the one where on shield break you get extra damage. For the third evolutions, we have minus weapon recoil and accuracy stacks that stack up 4 times, then increased magazine capacity, and then reload speed on reload from empty. Nah. For this one, choose either magazine capacity or recoil and accuracy. I am trying out the recoil and accuracy, but I might switch back to the magazine capacity. For the fourth evolution, we have headshot damage, status chance, and then crit chance and damage. Choose the crit chance and damage 100% because you can't really hit headshots well with the Incarnon form, and this weapon is better off with crit than status chance because of the synergy we're going to use in this build. For the setup we run, we are making use of you liking this video. Just smack it. Thank you. On a serious note though, we make use of a mod called Hemorrhage here because the Incarnon form, like I mentioned earlier, has forced impact procs. So we use Hemorrhage to apply slash procs on impact procs, and what makes it very good as well is the fact that the Incarnon form of the LEX has really low fire rate. So we utilize the double bonus of below 2.5 fire rate for this mod, so we have 70% chance for impact procs to apply slash proc, which is really good. The build is as follows: Galvanized Diffusion, Hornet Strike, Primed Target Cracker, Hemorrhage, Primed Pistol Gambit, Galvanized Shot for priming, Lethal Torrent, and a Bane for more bleed damage. Then we run Merciless for the Arcane. The Exodus can be anything. You could go Reduced Recoil mod, or you can go Ammo, but to be honest with you, you don't really need it. To be honest, this build is so former hungry. It's a 6 former build, but it's worth it for this weapon. Trust me. It's worth it. We don't run any elements here like viral because I'm relying on my Panzer to prime viral, or through self-priming like the Cedo, for example. If you don't want to prime, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to because it's big PP damage, then you can drop Galvanized Shot and Lethal Torrent and then go for viral instead. If you don't have the prime mods here, just use the normal variants for those of you that don't have all these mods. With this setup, I was reaching almost 1 million bleed ticks without priming and without raw. That's a lot. This weapon actually has pretty good clearing potential for the simple fact of the huge punch through and the decent sized AoE beam that you shoot. It's really great for corridors, I'm not going to lie. The only thing I don't like is the super slow fire rate and the low ammo pool, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. You can get around with it. If you pair the LEX with Ash and Raw as well, you have a lot of slash damage, I can tell you that. This is probably one of the best dot builds for weapons right now. It shreds. I wasn't expecting it to do this much damage. It does so much base damage that if you don't one-shot your enemies, the slash just acts as like cleanup crew and just instantly kills your enemies. Against Acolytes, I basically two-shotted one, which is pretty good. For Thraxes, it doesn't do too bad actually. I didn't actually prime them in the clip that I'm showing you, but I just armor stripped them. Demolishers, well, it's a damage of a time, so it does okay against Demolishers, but it's still good nonetheless. I haven't tested these at level cap. Obviously, it's been a few hours since the rotation's gone out, but honestly, this weapon is just fun. It's really fun. You kill a whole bunch of enemies at once with a fat beam of death, and that's the guide. You should 100% get it, and you should 100% subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the video, and then I'll see you in the next one for the Boltor video, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you in the next one.